Ben Dunn's solicitor delivers 20-page document to Buchanan inquiry as new tribunal opens. Telecom confirms £60 million redundancy plan to cut staff by 10%. And duplicating Dolly, brave new world or futuristic nightmare. Good evening. Solicitors acting for Mr. Ben Dunn have handed over a document on the affair to Judge Gerard Buchanan, who's been investigating the payments. News of Mr. Dunn's submission came as a second inquiry opened, a full judicial tribunal headed by Mr. Justice Brian McCracken. After granting full legal representation both to Mr. Dunn and Dunn Stores, Justice McCracken said he hoped the proceedings proper would get underway in about 5 weeks' time.
The last time a tribunal of inquiry was held at Dublin Castle, it lasted almost 2 years. The beef tribunal is estimated to have cost the state £30 million. Today, the legal teams were back again at the castle, this time for the opening of the tribunal of inquiry into the payments to politicians by Dunn Stores. Mr. Justice Brian McCracken, who formally opened the proceedings, said he hoped the inquiry proper would get underway either the first or second week after Easter. In his opening remarks, the judge said the circumstances of this tribunal were somewhat unusual, and unlike the hepatitis C inquiry, they had little documentation to work on. He said the aim of the inquiry was to be inquisitorial, not adversarial. It was also important, he said, to protect the good names of people who came to give evidence. Full legal representation was granted to Dunn's Holdings and also to Ben Dunn. Limited legal representation was sought and granted to a number of other interested parties, including Margaret Heffernan and Frank Dunn, the trustees of Dunn Stores Trust, and the former Fine Gael minister Michael Lowry. Faxhill Homes and Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil were also given representation. Among the legal representatives at today's hearing was solicitor Noel Smith, who's a close friend of Ben Dunn. Today's proceedings lasted just half an hour. Meanwhile, RTE News has learned that in a separate development, Ben Dunn's solicitor Noel Smith this morning personally delivered a 20-page document to Mr. Justice Gerard Buchanan, the man who's heading the first inquiry into the payments to politicians by Dunn Stores, and whose first report led to the setting up of this second tribunal. Contrary to some media reports, Ben Dunn is not in the Caribbean. I understand that in the course of the past 10 days he's been working with his solicitor here at home on the document which was handed over to Mr. Justice Buchanan this morning. According to sources close to Mr. Dunn, this document is aimed at helping the Buchanan inquiry answer some of the outstanding issues relating to Mr. Dunn. Clearly this document will be of immense importance to the proceedings which got underway here at Dublin Castle today.
Telecom Eireann has confirmed it's to offer its workers a new £60 million voluntary severance and early retirement package. This is aimed at reducing the company's workforce of 11,500 by about 10% over the next 2 years. Telecom says the offer is part of a drive to reduce its annual payroll costs by the turn of the century by about a third of its present £360 million.
Telecom Eireann aims to reduce its annual payroll costs of £360 million by roughly £110 million before the year 2001. That's the target in a drive to reduce the company's cost base, allowing it as a result to reduce call charges to its customers and increasing its competitiveness. This is the most aggressive severance and early retirement scheme so far, seeking 1,200 redundancies over the next 2 years at a cost of £60 million. The scheme, aimed mainly at managers and exchange supervisors, offers the opportunity to retire on a reduced pension at 45. Younger staff will be offered 7 weeks' pay per year of service. Older staff will benefit from up to 7 years added pension contributions. There's a re-employment option, under which staff can be taken back by the company on a temporary basis for a maximum of 9 months over 3 years. And there's an offer too of a tax-efficient lump sum of up to 6 months' pay. And as part of a management restructure at Telecom, up to 100 senior managers are being asked to apply for new positions, leaving the security of civil servants for the financial attractions of personal contracts. Some, however, are believed to be concerned about their futures if they don't apply.
Managers have the opportunity to apply for various positions within the company, and this presents them with an opportunity to do that, and there is no implied threat. There is no suggestion that managers will have to leave forcibly.
The company have been emphatic and have given us written text that confirms that the existing tenure of all managers will be unchanged, whether they opt to remain under the existing contractual regime or opt into the new regime. So we're quite satisfied on that point.
In the drive towards a leaner, more competitive Telecom Eireann, some 1,500 staff have left the company over the past 2 years. For senior managers who opt for the new personal contracts, pay will be negotiated on an individual basis, though they'll continue to be represented by their union.
The Fianna Fáil leader Bertie Ahern tonight is